with home advantage. Dewsbury, languishing at the bottom of the second division, have a tremendous mountain to climb. On paper and current form, their task seems hopeless. But it did so in the first round 2 seasons ago when they met St Helens at Leeds and gave them one heck of a fright before going down by 22 points to 19. Well, this is Dewsbury's biggest day of the season, and I've no doubt that the directors, players and supporters are out to make the most of it. We've got to go back a few years before we find Dewsbury doing very much in the Rugby League Cup. They were at Wembley, of course, in 1929, the first time Rugby League went down there, and they lost 13 points to 2 to Wigan. They had one success during wartime, but in more recent years, in 1966, they lost to St Helens by 12 points to 7 in the semi-final. The following year, they got to the semi-final again and lost by 14 points to 9 to Barrow. And in 1974, they lost by 17 points to 7 to Warrington. Widnes, well, since 1975, they've made Wembley virtually their second home, having appeared there on no less than 8 occasions, 4 of which have been successful. They'll be happy with this draw, but as they lead the league as well, will no doubt be confident that this could be their year to win 2, 3 or even 4 trophies. Well, the pitch is heavy, and the breeze, such as it is blowing down this terrible slope on the Dewsbury ground from right to left. The teams for Dewsbury, they have number 1 Darren Cohen, number 2 Tony Cochran, number 3 Paul Jennings, number 4 Andy Cooper, number 5 John Moore, number 6 Chris Vasey, number 7 Paul Shuttleworth, number 8 Mark Burgess, number 9 Paul Cooper, number 10 Gary Cox, number 11 Stuart Morris, number 12 Barry Holden, number 13 Chris Squires, and the substitutes number 14 Steve Hinchcliffe and number 15 Ian Hartley. Widnes at number 1 John Myler, number 2 Rick Thackeray, number 3 Dale Shearer, number 4 Darren Wright, number 5 Martin O'Fire, number 6 Tony Myler, number 7 David Huell, number 8 Derek Pike, number 9 Phil McKenzie, number 10 Steve O'Neill, number 11 Kurt Sorensen, number 12 Paul Hume, number 13 Richard Ayres, and the substitutes number 14 Mike O'Neill and number 15 Joe Bremer, and the referee Mr Bowman from Whitehaven. Well, Dewsbury, knowing this pitch, have for reasons best known to themselves, having won the toss, have elected to play into the breeze and up the slope. So perhaps they're hoping to reserve their best efforts until the second half. But here we go, and this start of the trek to Wembley for either of these clubs. It must be very difficult playing up the slope in this heavy pitch and into whatever breeze there is. But I've no doubt Widnes have been instructed not to underestimate these opponents, but to go in with everything as though they're playing some of the top clubs from the first division, because you can't take any chances. It's a sudden death tournament that we're in now. Well, there's the first clearing kick, and you can see it's not going very far. Dale Shearer faced with a battery of Dewsbury players, and unfortunately for them, the person who kicked it has not run any of them onside. Now what a situation we've got. And Tony Myler decides to resolve the situation by putting a kick himself, which goes much too far. Well, perhaps that might be a lesson for whoever makes the kicks, particularly upfield, to follow the kick and play his colleagues onside so that the ground can be gained. Stuart Morris, obviously a great favourite with this Dewsbury crowd as he went galloping in there. Paul Cooper acting half-back now. Dewsbury moving the ball across. Chris Squires trying to make play himself. But, what an awesome task these Dewsbury players have. Paul Shuttleworth, one of the local lads and the captain of the side, again trying to lead by example there. Here comes the kick. Now it's John Myler. Now Tony Myler. Phil Mackenzie is acting halfback. And Derek Pike gets the ball out. Shearer as it comes to give a fire a run. At least the fire managed to get the ball in. And Shearer there, something of a cool customer. Tends to look a bit lazy and lackadaisical at times, but I'm assured he's nothing of the kind. Now Darren Cohen making some good ground there. There looked to be half a gap there. Paul Jennings tried very hard. Couldn't get through. Richard Ayres was too much for him there. Well, there it was a case of Stuart Morris standing wide in the centre position to come under the ball hard into the Widnes centres, but it just didn't work out. And kick taken there very cleanly by Rick Thackeray. And Dewsbury certainly giving it a go, because they've no option. If they don't get into the Widnes side now, then they've not much chance later on. And that wasn't a very good kick there from David Hume. Really, I thought he'd have directed that ball much nearer to the touchline. He didn't put Darren Cohen under any pressure at all. Ball lost, and it won't be the first time the ball's lost during this game. A Widnes with the ball out. Yes, referee Bowman spotted that to the delight and satisfaction of the Dewsbury supporters. Out to Dewsbury. Richard Ayres accused of swinging an arm there. He looked a little bit puzzled by that decision. At this stage, Dewsbury nearer to the Widnes line than they have been in this opening 5 minutes of the game. There's Gary Cox. And up to Paul Shuttleworth being the fulcrum. There's a run around again into this lad Stuart Morris, this big strapping second row. One of the troubles with a long ball out like that is it takes so long to reach the man whom it's intended for, and by that time he gets it, the opposing defence is up on top of him. But certainly Dewsbury striving might and main up the slope at the moment. An attempted drop goal there. Very nearly succeeds. Does it go dead? There's so much paper on the field up there that I think the referee has difficulty seeing just where the dead ball line is. Oh, it's Widnes move of the ball out. Tony Myler. Sorensen. Very well taken indeed there. And there was Steve O'Neill taking the ball back, just where it had been played. And I think Dewsbury forced him into that, but coming up so quickly. As long as they keep doing their tackling, this pays off. But it's when you miss one that the trouble starts. And there's a much better kick from John Myler. There's a much better directional kick, because he's taken Widnes almost up to the Dewsbury 25 line. And one or two of the Dewsbury supporters telling me before the game the reason their team is at the bottom of the second division is because they're not an 80-minute team. They tend to peter out towards the end. Well, if that happens in the second division, it's likely to happen against a team like Widnes and the leaders of the first division. Ball won by Widnes, one against the head. Richard Ayres moving the ball out. A long ball could be dangerous one way or another, and it's dangerous for Widnes. And it's a long chase here. They're taking it, and is this going to be a score? Oh my goodness, he just overran it, and it's still loose. Oh my goodness, they're falling all over the place. Well, that was a scare for Widnes and a thrill for Dewsbury. And John Moore just couldn't make it there. His ball just ran away from him the last moment. As Gary Cox takes it on, gets the ball out. Now Connecticut. In comes Stu Morris. And Widnes, Dewsbury, I beg your pardon, certainly giving their supporters something to think about. Change of direction, out it goes. And my goodness, the pass almost knocked Chris Vasey over. In they go again, danger here. Can they make it? Yes, can they? With a ball lost at the last moment. And I think it was John Myler that knocked it on. Well, that's warmed the cockles of the Dewsbury supporters' hearts. Because out there on the terrace, I can assure you, the breeze may not be very strong, but it's a bit cold. In, out to you very quickly, moving the ball out. Can they make it? Linked up a drop ball again. Whose ball is it? Oh, it's Paul Hume. Difficult to get down, but at least he held on to the ball. Sorensen taking his turn. Here comes the kick. And again, it's at least better directed. Kept in field by John Moore. But Tony Myler's there to make sure he doesn't get very much further. And a fullback's job playing up the hill at Crown Flats can't be a very nice job at all. Dale Shearer pushing Widnes a little nearer the Dewsbury line. In they come, Steve O'Neill. Well, there's several Widnes players standing in a bunch across away and left of the actual play. And they're working the switches. Is that why they were standing in a bunch? But in fact, if they were, Dewsbury read it very well, bottled them, and stopped any plans from maturing. Richard has a long ball. Now that ball flew away from Paul Hume there. The breeze took the ball away from him. Well, I can't help thinking it wouldn't have done this game any harm if Dewsbury could just have scored in that attack. Penalised for not scrumming properly. And where all this paper is coming from that's blowing down the pitch, I have no idea. Looking to my right, there seems to be an endless supply of it. I'm not sure what the source is, but it can be very distracting. So Widnes now, a few yards from the line. Can they turn this to effect? There we go. Almost getting Darren Wright in there. 10 yards from the Dewsbury line. Switching play. Sorensen going to take them all on, if necessary. Flicks it out to Darren Wright. Can Darren Wright get over? Looking as though he can. Yes, he did. And with 12 minutes of the game gone, Widnes take the lead. Sorensen made that try. Ultimately, Darren Wright was almost in before, but it was a case of the widnes pressure telling, and one would expect the pressure to tell from a team as high as widnes against such a lowly team as Dewsbury are at the moment. So here's John Myler taking over the goal-kicking reins, trying to swing it in from this side. Not successful. So the score stays at widnes 4, Dewsbury 0. So off we go again, and one now begins to wonder, even at this early stage, how often is that going to happen? Although Dewsbury, of course, will have the advantage of the breeze and the hill in the second half. There's the deep kick, and nearly all the widnes team forming a white barrier across the pitch there. So it's Dewsbury going to try and pull themselves out again. The ball lost, widnes in possession, Sorensen taken on. As many of the Dewsbury side as want to come towards him. Out widnes go again, Pike. Tony Myler, the runaround. Can he get the ball out? He did, but it went loose, and the referee ruled it went forward. Is this another one against the head of Phil Mackenzie's one? The way David Hume's going in, it almost looked like it. Yes, the referee said it's widnes ball. How it comes this way, Tony Myler decides to change direction to cut out some of the early Dewsbury defensive work there. Now it's Steve O'Neill. Now they'll move on. Ball out here. Credit to Dewsbury. They caused David Hume to lose the ball there. How can they make any play? Well, it was good centre play by Paul Jennings, but not fast enough to get through the widnes defence. Long ball out there, well taken by loose forward Chris Squires, but unfortunately his pass goes adrift, and again possession is lost. Down to go, out to widnes, going right. Very good run indeed there, beautiful pass, and Rick Thackeray is going to make it. Got equally good tackle that stopped him, but only feet short of the line, maybe two near the line. With the smooth ball, a brilliant strong passes there, they're trying to beat the defence, but the ball goes adrift again, and Dewsbury survive. So it was a very good run from the scrum by David Hume, and a beautiful inside pass to Rick Thackeray, but a brilliant tackle that stopped the widnes score. These Dewsbury lads looking at the biggest game of the season for them and giving their all. Oh my goodness, that's the kind of tackle that takes it on. The referee, I think, waited to see any advantage, and there was no advantage to widnes there. So having decided there was no advantage, then he quite rightly awarded a scrum. It's very difficult to get the pack contained there, and my goodness, that's a good push of Widnes just at the right time, and in comes John Myler to link up, and he looks as though he's through. He's got him in the post, if he isn't. I think it was his brother Tony that took his pass. Right under the posts. Just 18 minutes of the game gone, and Widnes into an 8-0 lead, with certainly, surely another 2 points to come now. So it's Dewsbury 0, Widnes 10. An unenviable task here for Dewsbury, of course. But I've no doubt they've been looking forward to this match ever since the draw was made, and many of them will remember it for a long time, whatever the score may be. John Myler looking for the kick. Again, a tight little kick, and it could well be a beautiful kick. That kick must have gained Widnes something between 50 and 60 yards and put them within 5 yards or so of the Dewsbury line. Dewsbury to feed, but the way the Widnes pack have been pushing just as the ball becoming, will get the ball, but not this time. Paul Shuttleworth fed the pack. Paul Shuttleworth picked it up. So it's Dewsbury 10-0 down, and only 20 minutes of the game gone. And you know, they might well have had their moment of glory. Let's hope not. John Myler looking to a fire. Fire really wanted to be in this game. He must find an awful big difference playing here as from playing in France last week. Sorensen takes them on, gets the ball away. The support's there. Mackenzie looking to get the ball away, and does. Shearer, and now Widnes in motion again. A long ball, a beautiful ball, very well run onto, and there's O'Fire. Will they stop him this time? No, they can't stop him, and he kept his feet in play very well there. So the score begins to mount. Once Widnes picked up that ball in the midfield and moved it out, the passes were crisp. The running onto them was beautifully timed, and O'Fire it was that went in at the corner, and I thought kept his feet in play very well indeed, as though he danced the last 3 or 4 yards along the touchline to put the ball down right in the corner and give John Myler what is a pretty difficult kick. Well, he's taking lots of time with it. I'm not sure the result of the game will depend on it, but being professional as he is, kicking as though the result did depend on it. Here we go. A very good shot indeed. Beautiful shot. That's the kind of shot that you would call high and handsome, but certainly not wide. 16 points to 0 then. And inevitably, I think, more to come. Touch, Widnes. And of course, they run with more and more confidence. Something a bit of a rough handful there. Brilliantly taken there by Darren Cohen. Doesn't get very far. You wouldn't expect him to get very far against this opposition, but certainly took that ball brilliantly. Here comes another clearing kick. Now, which way is it going to go? Well, he certainly wasn't going anywhere near the touchline in case he was pushed into touch and lost Widnes possession. But his good idea was suddenly ruined by Kurt Sorensen, who lost possession there. Well, that ball went in with the Widnes number 8 still standing up. I'm not sure how the referee could allow it, but allow it he did. So a long ball out there, very good indeed. But the difference between the Widnes long ball being thrown out and the way the Widnes team run onto them and the way Dewsbury doing it is significant of the, or indicative rather, of the difference in class between the two sides. Insisting that the backs stand up first. Lecturing both backs as to where and how they should meet. And I've no doubt both backs have been playing long enough to know it without being told that, but they don't always do it. Turn there to Shearer, been standing way back, but it wasn't timed quite as well as they would have hoped. Now there's a dangerous kick for the corner. Just going into touch. Widnes 16, Dewsbury 0. And only 26 minutes of the game gone. I think that's Gary Cox over there. He's having a very good game considering the opposition he's against. He's running very strongly. They've really got to nail him down before he's tackled. And there Darren Cohen was really pressurised into taking that kick with the wrong foot. And consequently, it's screwed away directly out of play. So David Hume to feed the scrum. So one would expect the ball to come out on the Widnes side. Very quickly, good heel. That wasn't a very good pass. Shearer handed on to Tony Myler. Tony Myler there to play himself and make an awful lot of play. What does he find? He's got a brilliant take by O'Fire and a very intelligent pass inside there to keep the ball going that John Myler's put down. Where does Tony Myler find these gaps that he keeps making? Now Widnes moving the ball across. Looked all over scoring there, but Dewsbury had other ideas. Now look where O'Fire turns up again. Turning inside, he's going to try and keep the ball moving. He does indeed. And that was very well taken by the Widnes player. They're in face of some tackling. I think it was David Hume, in fact. Now with the stretching them out again. Richard Ayres running strongly there to support Darren Wright. Oh, missed out altogether. So if only Dewsbury were fast enough to make this tell. Well, it certainly relieved a bit of pressure on the Dewsbury line. As if Tony Cochrane had had Martin O'Fire's speed of foot there, he might have made Widnes pay for that. But how many people have got Martin O'Fire's speed of foot? An inside pass, a very good move indeed by Dewsbury. And the support's there, but unfortunately the ball's going to drift. And it's Richard Ayres, I think, who's down in possession. Now the game's beginning to open. That is McKenzie straight to Paul Hume. And it's on to Darren Wright. Wright turns aside to O'Fire, gets away from one tackle, and then he goes for a second try, cantering in under the post. 29 minutes of the game gone. O'Fire goes in for his second try. And of course it's the class that's telling. Class coming through all the time, the difference between the Widnes and Dewsbury sides. So just half an hour to go, half an hour gone, and Dewsbury already on a 22 points to 0 drubbing. Tony Myler again, just taking things very calmly over there. And I suspect Tony Myler got something of a knock. He doesn't seem to be fully mobile at the moment. But again, look at those long raking kicks. Gaining so much ground. Dewsbury working the short side. Run around, all in a bit of a mix-up there. I think the mix-up was obvious before Paul Shuttleworth passed the ball. And Widnes just keeping this ball moving here. I think Derek Pike eventually decided to settle things down in his way by taking on the 3 Dewsbury tattlers who came at him. Sorensen, sudden, but oh my goodness, that was an unnecessary high tattle. I don't think it was vicious enough to be sin bin, much less sent off, but it certainly was a punishable offence, punished by this free kick. So Widnes piling the pressure on. They may be 22 points in front still in the first half of the game, but they're not settling for that. Now what's the move on here? Steve O'Neill, first one, then the other, and eventually it's McKenzie that came onto that ball. Or was it Paul Hume? Possibly Paul Hume. Whoever it was, the move didn't come up. And Dewsbury regained possession. Oof. I'm not sure Mark Burgess wanted that ball either. Playing in mud, playing uphill, playing against a breeze, against one of the classiest sides in the game, can't be any fun. Well, very sensible of a fire, just having missed it once, not to try to do anything fancy the second time. Sorensen looking to take them on after that being on the receiving end of an illegal tackle. Dewsbury were up to it. Oh my goodness, that fight, Bolton Pike should never be allowed to go on field, but it did, and it's Dale Shearer picking up the pieces. Out to Thackeray, Thackeray comes inside, but Andy Cooper nails him there. And there's the kick. Should be comfortably fielded, but Tony Cochran takes his time about it. So Dewsbury in possession, but so near their own line, they're in great danger. Especially when you're acting half-back, makes a mess of things like that. "35 minutes of this first half gone. Widnes leading by 22 points to 0. Ball out to Widnes there. Could be another score coming along, ball from Pike. And the mud, Darren Wright couldn't pick it up cleanly. It skidded across the mud. So Dewsbury survive again, at least for a few minutes. And goes Gary Cox. Shuttleworth is the fulcrum of this, but he's not struggling hard to get his team away, but it's not the easiest of tasks, is it? Stuart Morris, we've not seen much of Stuart Morris this last few minutes. We saw a lot of him earlier on, but not so much recently. I'm not sure the witness people knew it was really a handover there, but the referee did. So it's that first play of the ball doesn't count on the handover, so there's 6 to go. And Paul Hume there coming in strongly, straightening the thing up, but perhaps it might have been better to let it continue going wide. David Hume, turn of the ball inside. Now there's Sorensen far into, but a beautiful leg tackle there from Stuart Morris it was that stopped him. Out come these pretty long passes again, well directed, but that spoke too soon. That fell at the feet of Darren Wright. He did well to collect it, in fact. And Tony Myler. David Hume. Steve O'Neill can't hold it. So Dewsbury still giving it all. Mark Burgess coming in there. And it was, my goodness, that was the reception committee, and the ball's loose, but still Dewsbury. And the referee hasn't waved any tackles away there, I don't think, so it's not, although it's been knocked from him. And there's something different by Dewsbury, but unfortunately for them, it was well covered and well read by David Hume. John Myler now, Pike, looking to change direction. Shearer always on hand for those, moving in. There's the support again, this time from David Hume. And this fellow, Shearer, pops up all over the place. Here he is again, turning inside. Is he going to go on his own? In fact, I think he's going to get there. Yes, the referee right on the spot said that's a try for Shearer, with perhaps 38 or 39 minutes of the half gone. Well, this lad Dale Shearer from the Manly club in Australia is such a good player. He'll fit in at full back, he'll fit in at centre as he's doing today, he'll fit in at stand-off half. And he has, I believe, played on the wing for Manly, so he's very, very much a utility player. He's a brilliant reader of the game, pops up here, there and everywhere, and always on hand to take the ball through. Doesn't make a big show of it, seems to take it quite casually at times, but is very, very effective. £26-0 it is at the moment, with a possible conversion to come. Is it going to... Yes, in off the post. £28-0, and by my watch we're just about on half-time. Run another one and straight down the pitch. It could well be. Richard Ayres dragging Dewsbury an awful long way as the half-time hoover goes with the score Dewsbury 0, Widnes 28. A half that I think has gone as current form and league positions would have suggested, and in the next 40 minutes we may perhaps see why Dewsbury, having won the toss, elected to play into the breeze and up the slope. 28-0 at half-time. They know now that their chance of being in the hat for the second round has virtually disappeared, but they'll be looking to put up a good performance against the present First Division leaders. Come out to start the second half. One wonders what the Dewsbury coach has been saying to his side at half-time. What can he say? 28-0 down, and 40 minutes to go. I suppose really all you can say is, well, lads, you've got the breeze behind you, you're playing down the slope. We'll see if they decide to play Widnes in the Widnes half right simply by kicking the ball down the slope, perhaps making things easier for themselves and hoping to perhaps find an odd chink in the Widnes defence. Well, Richard Ayres is certainly proving very strong there. I think Steve O'Neill will just use as a decoy there. Phil McKenzie went the other way. And in fact, we haven't had an announcement that Mike O'Neill is on. I'm not sure which of the Widnes forwards is not on. And there's the kick from John Myler.
I think it's Tony Myler looking up. Yes, Sorenson's definitely on.
No, we're just trying to pick out who Mike O'Neill has come on for, and I suspect it's Tony Myler.
Yes, I'm sure.
I thought Tony Myler was carrying a leg in the first half, actually, and it could well be that reason that he's been taken off. So Widnes will have to readjust. I've no doubt they'll bring Paul Hume out of the pack. Well, there's one of the kicks that I was anticipating, but it gives Martin O'Fire a chance to run. And Dewsbury better make sure they get this lad O'Fire as he comes at them, because if he once gets past them, they'll never catch him. I wonder why Mike O'Neill decided to run back into the centre of the Dewsbury defence there. A switch this time. Well, Paul Hume. It's taken very well indeed by Darren Wright. And Widnes keeping the ball moving. Here's Shearer. Duck 2 or 3 possible tackles to get the Widnes line moving. Richard Ayres looking for the support. The support's there. It's John Myler who's linked up, and Widnes at the moment playing without a full-back. Do they need a full-back with a score like this? Switched inside. Derek Pike said, I wasn't expecting that. But in comes Paul Hume again. Try coming up, is it? Looks like David Hume going to go under the post. 4 minutes of the second half gone, and the Widnes increase their lead. Well, that try came about really as a result of Widnes insisting on keeping the ball moving. Right from over on the left wing, when there seemed to be too many people bunched together to make any kind of play. Simply by keeping the ball moving, first of all, Darren Wright and Martin O'Fire inside to Dale Shearer, and Shearer ducked 2 or 3 tackles, done with 1 or 2 people. And they've kept the ball moving, and as a result of straight running as well, it was David Hume that finished off the move, and John Myler kicks his 5th goal. So it's Dewsbury 0, Widnes 34. Well, at least the Dewsbury players might find it a little easier going into the Widnes players running, because they're running downhill. But that's scant consolation from being on the end of a 34 points to 0, hammering with something like 35 of the 40 minutes of the second half to go. Cross come Dewsbury, the run around didn't work. It's quite some time since I saw that run around like that have any effect on the opposition at all. But it would be nice to see Dewsbury find a chink in the Widnes defence and score what looked quite a good try. And certainly Stuart Morris was putting everything into that run. Out it goes, a long ball out to Paul Jennings. Ball again, the difference again between the type of passes and the positioning of people running onto them. Yeah, Chris Squires a bit annoyed there that either the pass didn't reach him or he couldn't quite take it cleanly enough. I think that's under the second scrum penalty to end the game so far. Well, I thought that ball was going well over the touchline. It was picked up very well indeed eventually by Darren Wright. Now will Widnes move it wide? There's Richard Ayres, Mike O'Neill, Dale Shearer. Beautiful play by Dale Shearer, keeping the Dewsbury defence away from Rick Thackeray's wingman too early, certainly trying to keep him out of trouble. Across the line it goes, a long ball from Mackenzie though. Derek Pike, no trouble in taking it inside to Sorensen. Look at the speed of this man Mountain. This pass turned inside, gratefully accepted by one of the Dewsbury players in retreat. And it looks as though Dewsbury are going to have to make a substitution. I think it's Chris Vasey being brought off with a head injury. The physio holding a sponge to his head to perhaps stifle any bleeding. So Dewsbury playing with 12 men at the moment and 34 points to 0 down. Now can Stuart Morris make anything of this? The reactions of the Dewsbury crowd tend to show he's a great favourite here. And David Hume penalised for rubbing heads in the floor, and Dewsbury making a double substitution. So they bring on Steve Hinchliffe to replace Chris Vasey, and Ian Hartley replace Chris Squires. And Widnes, it seems, are getting ready to bring on Joe Greamer. He's taking his tracksuit off and he's just stretching the hamstrings. It'll be interesting to see who Widnes bring off. I'm not sure what John Moore was trying to do with that, urged on by the Dewsbury supporters, but a good strong run there. Perhaps the best combined move of the match from Dewsbury so far. Here's the run around again. At this time, someone running straight into a Widnes tackle. Well, I think that forward looked very much offside to me. Yes, the referee spotted it. And Widnes are now going to bring off Derek Pike once they can get the referee's attention and replace him with Joe Greamer. Yes, the referee has spotted the card. Joe Greamer recently signed by Widnes from Swinton. And there's an interesting kick. My goodness, and a dolly of a ball has been dropped. I think that perhaps shows the heaviness of the pitch, the fact that that ball kicked from a ground position didn't find touch, and the Huddersfield player dropped it. He may have been too excited as to where he was going to go when he got it. My goodness, the referee let that go as well. I'm surprised at that one. Was Darren Wright. Can he get through the gap? He can't indeed. It bounces up. Play on. The referee was right to say play on there. Shearer was acting halfback. Calling in Sorensen. Richard Ayres acting halfback. In comes Greener. He wants him in the action right away. He did very well to hang on to that ball in the face of that double tattle there. Mackenzie. Richard Ayres always in the action. Flicks the ball up to Mackenzie. Mackenzie managed to get out to Shearer. Shearer steps inside. Ducking out of tattles, and yes, ducking around so much. I think the referee again was correct there. He used his David Hume almost as a shield. So it's still Dewsbury 0, Widnes 34. And again, it's John Moore to start, and John Moore to take the ball on his own. Twice in the last few minutes he's done that, on another occasion has it got him very far. But in goes Mark Burgess. Loose ball there, Sorensen to pick it up. Couldn't get the ball out to his colleague to keep the movement going. Now can Mackenzie. On to Steve O'Neill. Shocking play the ball by Steve O'Neill there. The ground may be bad, but he could have waited an odd second or so until the Huddersfield player really released him. So it's Huddersfield in possession and Stuart Morris. I can imagine in the second division matches, this lad Stuart Morris can give the Dewsbury supporters quite a thrill. There's the run around again. Have they timed it well this? No, the ball lost. Now can Widnes make use of this? But Mike O'Neill going back into the ruck. And I thought that would have thought the last thing Widnes want is to keep the ball in the ruck there. Sorensen lets it come out this time to Greener, but he's stopped by a very good tackle indeed. And in comes Sorensen. Well, did he fall or was he pushed? The referee said he was pushed. Right, so it's Mackenzie, Greener, fresh legs, getting the ball out. There's the support again. Mike O'Neill, Barry Dowd taking him with him. Steve O'Neill into them, take the brunt, then come away. There's the half break. In comes beautiful dummy there. Oh my goodness, the pass was intercepted by Andy Cooper. So back come Huddersfield. Can they score? Again, the roar from Dewsbury supporters as this lad, Stuart Morris, comes into the action. Passing by Dewsbury. Well, they're certainly finding it easier naturally to run downhill than up. Well hooked back there, very well hooked back with the hand. Now the bomb, a test for a fire. Couldn't take it clean, does he get it? Second or third attempt, it's over the line. And eventually made dead there. That was very spirited Dewsbury attack. And one feels out of sympathy really that it would have been good for them if they could have just completed it with a try. Well, it may well yet happen, because there's something like 24 minutes of this game to go. Widnes well through to the second round, but I still haven't faced this this Dewsbury side, who are playing very well indeed at the moment, but still unable to crack the Widnes defence. At least two more tackles to go. A long ball out again. Grubber kick through. Could be danger. Covered, and here's a try, certainly. Well, I'm not sure just who that was that scored it. If only he would turn round, I might be able to identify him. Well, it was a result of spirited Dewsbury pressure. And having gone very close just a minute or so ago, they kept up the pressure, and I think they were rewarded. It was a loose ball that gave them the try, but I think nothing more than they deserved. And in fact, it was Paul Jennings who scored the try, and I think Derek Cohen, the fullback, who converted. And so, Dewsbury will feel very, very much better about that. So, Widnes to restart. Now it's a fire again with a chance to run. But this time there's a Dewsbury reception committee waiting for him. Well, that will certainly encourage Dewsbury. What effect will it have on Widnes? Quick run around, the ball went adrift, but it didn't go forward. Anyhow, I do believe that some of the Dewsbury players have found fresh legs as a result of that try. Well, play goes on while the referee tries to sort out two players battling. The touch judge came on as well, but having separated them, the referee said, all right, let play go on. The people playing the ball were not involved. Steve O'Neill, Dave Shearer. And Steve O'Neill having a word or two with one of the Dewsbury players. Let's hope that nothing comes of it. They're still having words with each other. The Dewsbury hooker, in fact, Paul Cooper. But, now the referee is calling out the combatants who shake hands before he even says anything to them. Yes, I think it was Paul Cooper, the hooker, and David Hume of Widnes. And Chris Vaser returns for Dewsbury to bring off Tony Cochran, the right wing. In, out, scramble for it, who can get it? Dewsbury ball eventually. So in come Dewsbury looking for another score. Yes, I think the referee was quite right there. It was Joe Greener there that swung that punch. So, Paul Cooper. On to Mark Burgess. Don't find that. Difficulty again with these long balls. It looks like John Myler, I think, in possession for Widnes. Now can Widnes get themselves out of this Dewsbury tackling that's going on? And Steve O'Neill, I'm not sure what Steve O'Neill was doing there. Somebody's got to make a change of direction. And it's beginning to look as though Dewsbury have upset the rhythm of this Widnes side. Despite the fact they're 34 points to 6 in front. There, Greener loses the ball the way he was carrying it. Looked as though he was going to lose it. Can Dewsbury put some more points on the board? Well, that was a gentle man-to-man confrontation, wasn't it? My goodness, that ball, was it ripped away or was it passed? But had the player been able to take it, it could well have been danger to the Widnes line. And it's the half openings that Widnes are trying to make, and the mud, of course, is making it very difficult indeed. Out along the line it goes again. That wasn't a good one, and as one would expect, the ball knocked on. Out to Dewsbury, yes. And perhaps it's becoming obvious why Dewsbury chose to play up the slope in the first half. I think it must be a favourite ploy of theirs. Because I didn't think they'd have as much of the game in the second half as they are having at the moment. And there's a pass going to drift again. Now can Widnes make use of it very quickly. So was that Paul Hume? He was in fact getting it. Now move it out. Here's danger. In comes O'Fire, gets the ball at Shearer. Shearer out to Richard Ayres, but Thackeray, all that's here present, the dummy there, tries to take them with him. He's still going, can he get the ball out? Well, when you're 4 opponents getting hold of you, I don't suppose you have much chance of getting the ball out. David Hume got half through a gap again. There's the support. Support again, brilliantly taken by Greener. And Widnes piling on the pressure. Oh, that kick through gives Widnes another 6 tackles if they need it. 34 points to 6 they lead at the moment. And another 5 tackles to go with Sorensen keeping it rather tight there, and I thought he might have been inclined to let it go. Surely Widnes must let this ball come out wide. Out it comes here to Ayres. Change of direction, steps inside. And that was a move that went adrift. Still the tackles haven't run out. Shearer, long ball out there. In slip past. Very good indeed. And Shearer again have taken that ball and they've benefited brilliantly. And it's on there to Paul Hume, who'll stop what must be inches short. Out it goes. Shearer, a brilliant thought. This could be another Widnes try. And that try came as a result of Dale Shearer's quick thinking. And it's Phil Mackenzie that actually scored it. It was Dale Shearer's kick through that started it. But in the previous movement where Paul Hume was stopped just a foot short, I feel it was Dale Shearer's brilliant take of a pass and the avoidance of an attempted Dewsbury tackle that almost got Paul Hume in. And when the pass came to him again, another little jink and a kick through, and Phil Mackenzie shot through, get his hand there first, and push Widnes up to the 38 points to 6 lead, with a possible conversion to come, and still 12 minutes of the game left. So John Myler tried to convert, kicking through the breeze. Then it was a very good attempt, but it's wide. Minutes of the game to go. Dewsbury 6, Widnes 38. And in the gathering gloom, it's Mike O'Neill proving difficult to hold there. Have the Dewsbury team shot the boat? Well, that Widnes move was interrupted. But what can Dewsbury do about it? I think Joe Greener has the right to be a little bit puzzled by that one. I don't think that was a particularly high tackle, dangerous tackle. I think it was quite across the chest. And because Rick Thackeray touched that ball, it's a scrum, not a tap. And due for defeat. And my goodness, if that went in the scrum, our Platt's orders, but still, Mr. Bowman let it go, and he's the judge. Cross court Dewsbury. Steve Hinchliffe looking very ineffective there. Cross come Dewsbury. Again it's adrift. And again it's Widnes possession. And it was Phil Mackenzie, Steve O'Neill. Sorensen. Looking to take them on, bounce out of one tackle and perhaps slip the ball, but in these conditions it's very difficult indeed. David Hume, Dale Shearer there. Becoming more and more difficult to tell who's who in this mud and the gathering gloom. But that was quite a good clearing kick. And many of the Dewsbury players becoming almost impossible to detect. Across on the far side, my goodness, almost an intercepted, the ball still loose. O'Fire taking it on. Can he give it in play? The touch judge says no. But the referee has said anyway, it's gone forward. It was all a waste of effort as it turned out, so we come back to the halfway line to scrum down. Well fed, well heeled. Out to Dewsbury, turned inside to, I think it's Ian Hartley that was out there. But certainly the Dewsbury prop forwards haven't given up the thought of getting more points yet. A loose ball against Scramble for it. Widnes have played it. Back to Dewsbury. Their ball. The referee waved the tattles away. Oh, an attempted kick through and completely adrift. Mike O'Neill accepted that as like a Christmas present. David Hume proved very elusive in midfield despite the mud. Any more points to come for Widnes, one wonders? Well, it could well be. There's 6 minutes to go yet. That was a very, very good tactical kick by John Myler there.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Silk Cup award for the outstanding performance of this match worth £100 and the Silk Cup Challenge Cup 1988 Special Edition tie has been won today by Dale Shearer.
And Dale Shearer has been awarded the man of the match and everything that goes with it in the Silk Cup Challenge Cup competition, and well, he deserves it. Touch Widnes, move the ball out across. There they missed out the man of the match there. Darren Wright couldn't hold the high pass that came across to him. And at times it gets difficult even to see the ball travelling from one person to the other. Such is the situation here at Crown Flats. Well, Dewsbury playing it down the middle.
You just need to try.
Last tackle coming up. There's a little kick through. Is it going to be covered properly? It was covered very well indeed. I think that's Steve O'Neill taking things very casually indeed, just letting his team get settled behind him. There's the support again. Phil McKenzie trying to make a go of it, looking to get the ball out, but he just couldn't let it go. Sorensen. Oh, it's Shearer again, jigging this way and that, and then looking for the support. Maybe if he'd determined to go all the way on his own, he might well have made it, but my goodness, how beautiful he went through there. How can Widnes get the points on the board here? A long ball out, kick through, chase for the line. Is it covered? Yes, it was indeed covered, so Dewsbury will restart with a drop out from under their own post. But the body swerve of this lad Dale Shearer in conditions like this really has to be appreciated. David Hume. Kick ahead and a chase. He thought there was a gap there. The ball is run away from the being chased. Oh my goodness, he couldn't take it on. The referee right on the spot. And what's he awarded? Offside? Yes, I think in fact he's awarded a kick to Dewsbury. No, he hasn't in fact. All its indications looked up from here thought he awarded a kick for Widnes being offside, but it's scrum. Well, that perhaps made up for it, with Dewsbury getting possession from that scrum very easily indeed.
6 minutes.
About 3 minutes I make it of the game to go. Widnes still leading by 38 points to 6. Some little delay there. Paul eventually gets the ball out. And there's John Myler looking to be in the game. Perhaps he's feeling a little bit cold standing out at full back. But with a score like this, does he need to stand out there? I wouldn't think so. Greener takes them on. The ball slipped, but I think it's Dewsbury in possession. Gary Cox charging in. Well, the passing by Dewsbury wasn't so bad, but not that effective. How can they still have a go? At last he's clear. But unfortunately for him, not quite fast enough. And Widnes penalised for not letting him get up to play the ball quickly enough. Quick tap taken by Dewsbury. Can they finish this game with a flourish? Well, the ball's going to drift. Whose ball is it? And I'm not sure which player picked it up there, whether it turned out to be a Dewsbury player. Looked up from here, it could well have been a Widnes player. The gap's appearing again. Long ball out, gone adrift. Must be a knock-on. Well, I make it. There's only 1 or 2 minutes to go, and it's puts Widnes very much into the second round. That's perhaps one reason why the gaps were beginning to show a little there. Well, the ball's coming out to Dewsbury, so it should. All the Widnes front row were standing up there when that ball went in. I'm not even sure they knew the ball was going in. So, can the Dewsbury please their fans and finish with a flourish? They'd love to do it, but oh, it's so very difficult. There is getting worse. There's a dangerous little grubber kick and a very brave effort by John Myler there. Widnes in possession. John Myler didn't get it, but my goodness, he was the one responsible for Widnes getting possession with that very brave dive at the foot of the oncoming Dewsbury players. And John Myler felt the effect of that. He needing attention from the Widnes physio onto the post there. And it's Dewsbury taking the ball away, in possession, a long ball out. There must be a chance for them to finish with a flourish. Can they get over? Yes, he must be over. In fact, it's Andy Cooper, I think, in the dying seconds. Well, the Dewsbury team and the directors and the supporters will all be very thrilled with that. At least they've finished with a flourish. By my watch, time is up, and that try could well have been scored in injury time. Chris Vases hit the post. Well, that's made the scoreline look a little more respectable and a little more comforting to the Dewsbury supporters. Rick Thackeray's gone full back, and it looks as though is it John Myler come on the wing here for the closing minutes. But there's the hooter, and of course Widnes are through by 38 points to 10, a score that was always on the cards and perhaps not quite as big as some people might have anticipated.